Hello and welcome to the final day of the Australian Rugby Shield from Ballymore here in Brisbane. Well, it's been 3 days of absolute mayhem of rugby, and the ACT Southern New South Wales Griffins take on Perth Gold in the final of the men's match. Michael Chedler's my name, and joining me this afternoon in co-commentary, former Queensland Red, Ed Quirk. Quirky, how good's this rugby country style? How good is it?
Absolutely love it. Again, thanks for having me. I've been lucky enough to watch most of these games over this back end of the week, but they've got to be tired. It's been absolutely hot out there at Ballymore, but we're going to see a strong finish today.
Makes me very happy. I'm retired long time ago now, and as we see now, both teams getting a lot of support in front of the new Ballymore Stadium. Mate, there's been a couple of big scores here. Perth have really racked up some big scores over the last few days.
These two teams especially, I think it would have been Perth had a close one against, I think, Victoria at the back end there, which is probably a good test for them. But mate, this Griffins team, they've been very impressive over the last, putting on some huge scores, especially one against Queensland Suburban there, so they'll be looking pretty sharp going into this one.
As we see here, beautiful weather in Brisbane again. The Australian Rugby Shield, which started in the year 2000, and the current holders of the tournament as well. Gee, I'll tell you what, even in the last 5 minutes of the last game, there was bodies getting thrown on top of each other. I'm thinking, oh, you could just clock off now, boys, but no, this is passion all over, isn't it?
No, it's been that contact of where, you know, some of these games have blown out, but at the same time, they're just still digging in at the end.
And we're underway for this final match as the team gets the first contact. And we can see here the combination after about 3 or 4 games playing with each other starts to pick up. We saw a bit rusty in the first match, but we know the Perth team, they are very handy. Now Crow with his first opportunity. Crow beats one, looks on the outside, can't latch on to Lisa. There's the arm wrestle very early as Douch gets out to Blackmore. Blackmore's been very strong in contact. And first penalty of the day. And it doesn't matter what level of rugby you play in, Queensland Premier Rugby, country rugby, whatever, if you don't have your support player going into contact, you're going to get eaten up every day.
Exactly right, you're going to get eaten up. As we can see here, they've got good shape again, but just slow to support there. Big man getting a good shot on. We've pretty much got a double jackal there. So that's always hard, but we've seen the fatigue setting in over the last few days, and it's slow to clean, and yeah, they just ate it up there.
Well, there's a coach killer there, not finding the line, but going out over the sideline. That was Unga Wolski from Bayswater attaching on to the ball, and here's that man with his opportunity. Yep, some tall timber for the Perth Gold team. Scoring line out, but the ball gets taken over the 10-metre line.
Arriving player on the ball. 6 blue.
Very quick there. I think there's Ethan Kalis there. So a little bit scrappy here around line of top. Great contest, getting that arm in the bucket there, letting him rip down. Again, just great shape. It's a hard clean, especially with no force coming in behind. And I think Ethan Kalis is actually one who's performed extremely well over these last few days.
Cottesloe, Kalis, but again, even up in the penalties now, we've got Sam Thomas from Tuggeranong with his first shot.
Gold, with the touchy please, watch for your mark. Thank you.
So makes his shot and target. Here come the Griffins with Blackmore. It's turned around. Douch now asking questions of the referee. Shifts it out to the right-hand side. Just the arm wrestle here. Latch on the ball and gets it.
Back please, Cameron.
Well, as a back roll, that's beautiful to see, isn't it? Getting over the top of the ball, and it's always a nice feeling when you latch on, you know you've got it.
Yeah, sometimes eating the tackle a little bit puts you in good stead for that, the perfect jackal position. Again, it's just we're seeing a really good battle at the breakdown, and that'll come to our third breakdown penalty. So referee Dwyer's obviously looking around that area, but it's been really clean as well, which is good to see.
And have you found over the last number of years now with all the changes at the breakdown, it's made it a little bit clearer, or you're still one of those 50-50 shots sometimes?
I think it's sort of made the decision-making a little bit clearer about, showing the picture, the rolling out sort of area. And in a way, it's still similar, but there's not as many guys going for it. So
Hunt with a clean up there. Phoenix Hunt played in the East Club here in Brisbane as well. And Tufagalele. Offload out the back door to Hunt. Hunt looks around. He gets out to his centre. The Atulala drifting around goes, accelerates through again, gets met with a wall of defence. And here come the Perth Gold team passing in traffic. Moyano reverses into traffic. Still going, had no right to go that many metres. First receiver is Tolmi, the big man, straightens up, goes straight through. He reverses. That's 5 metres out from the try line. Phoenix Hunt finds a running back on the inside here too. A wall of Griffins defence. Avito. A free shot here now for the Perth Gold team.
3 turnovers good.
Absolutely helter-skelter.
Better. Yeah, that's on you.
As you can see there in that picture, there is some big men out there, and I know that the heat will probably come into play there at the end. But just leading back into that play, what I'm loving from Perth Gold at the moment is just the difference in guys coming in. We've got Vullarika popping in at 10, as you should do. You've got Sharwood popping in just in behind. So there's a lot of different guys stepping up at 10. You've got your 10s, your 12s, your 15s. So that makes it really hard to defend a lot of the time.
It's a great development over the years of rugby. So many first ball receivers, even front rowers do it, which is even better. Like an ex-front rower myself many years ago, very happy to see these guys. Always knew there was a 5'8" inside me somewhere.
Exactly right, and I think a 5'8" came through, and Tomley with that carry before, there was 25 metres there.
So here we go. First real opportunity for the Perth Gold team, popping that ball up in traffic. Referee's going to go to the sideline, but could that be the first try?
I've got the mark. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm just seeing if there was a tackle before we scored. So try stand, thank you. Yep, try guys.
Well, first try this final match by the fullback who gets his third try of the tournament. But gee whiz, I tell you what, that was a good tackle in traffic.
Good, just simple cut pass, great line, and that's just a one-on-one using the fen. But the awareness, that left-hand flick, and as your 15 should be, in tight in support, well-executed try. Simple, but high skill.
Well, Perth have been no stranger to scores. Their first game, they 31 points to 8, 61 to 5 over Tasmania, and then they came through and they just got over the South Australian team, 20 points to 13. And Quirky, that's probably what you want just before the final, to have a good tight contest.
Yeah, those early blowouts they're obviously good in a way because you're playing good running rugby, you're getting your eye in, you're getting your combinations in, but coming to this back end, this final, because there's not a whole lead up of semis and quarters and stuff where you get to utilise your benches and teams. There's just the one-off shot. So I think that last game probably would have put Perth Gold in a bit of a better stead than it did the ACT Southern New South Wales team against Queensland Suburban there.
Kicker, wait mate, wait. Got to be the ball we scored with, it can't be a new ball. So that's got to swap, this has got to use it. Let's go please.
Vullarika, he's a solid man for a 10, isn't he? I saw him defend back there with a bit of a power slam, and that's something that I actually have loved seeing over the last few days, is just a battle in the 10s, just the contact, which, looking back at it, we haven't seen a lot.
Vullarika makes no mistake. It is hard to believe, fly half, but this is great awareness too by the 13 popping up to his fullback.
Yeah, where the ball scored.
First points now, so Perth Gold, they lead 7 points to 0. And the Griffins, they want to get their hands back on the ball and start asking some questions of this part of the park. Hunt. I mean, touch there goes all the way down near the
Good race.
50-metre line.
Really interesting to see that both teams, you know, they've both done so well in their different pools, but looking at them, you know, you've got the ACT Brumbies down there. They've got a huge feeder as well as Perth Gold. So I think both those Super Rugby franchises will definitely be watching these guys very closely.
So Jumalu off the top. Great chopping tackle. Oh, the 5'8" comes out of nowhere. And now short passing, just trying to edge their way up towards the halfway line. Over the top of the ball again, but the ball pops out to Douch. Douch goes right down the pocket.
Yep.
Big, deep kick, but again, good timing by Moyano.
1 goal. Working, guys.
Plenty on that, so there's a lineup of Griffins jerseys. Douch out to the Ferraris, go straight through the middle of the park. Douch looking around there. Ran on the first game, had a bit of a breather in the second game, and now in this final match. No tackle made. Play on, says a referee. Another free shot. You can feel that from here. No scrum half.
Penalty advantage, Blue.
Crow, try to put his little kick through. Doesn't really get the mark.
No, Jenny, back here, close.
And we come back for the first penalty. And like any final there as well, any final, a little bit of an arm wrestle in the first few minutes, and then once, you can see the last couple of grand finals over the last couple of days, once everything starts to open up, hopefully points start rolling through.
Yeah, they will. We just saw ACT there. They're just trying to work that short side. They're just trying to work Perth out, but there's a big old wall there. As you can see, the physicality in this first 10 minutes has been obviously a bit more prominent in that Perth team, but as I said before, as the heat rolls on, the game rolls on, you know, there starts to be a few cracks. It's been a big 3 days.
Waiting 10.
So Thomas with his feed.
Hold.
A great opportunity for the Griffins. Blackmore lines it up, wants to go straight, but Kalis, the blindside flanker. Chan Tung. Now Crow accelerates, tries to get through the line. Can he get the arm free? He does, but can he get it too?
No, I'm happy.
Lisa. Holt, the captain, has been enormous this tournament so far. Great line defence there by Letuala. Ball hits the dirt, bounces nicely. Tave'o. Look, just lining up in traffic now. The number 10 wants the ball. McLaughlin passes back on the inside. Just patience for both teams. Douch looks back, crashes back on the inside. Good call, early call from the scrum half. And the referee, he says okay, and a penalty ensues.
No, back in the run. Stay up.
Well, just asking that question back on the inside, isn't there, of some tired runners. And very lucky for the Perth Gold team. They had a defender in that channel.
Yeah, they're very lucky there, very isolated. Great little move in behind, just trying to catch that 1-2 around the ruck. Generally our tight forwards, as you can see here, but well covered back on the inside. Yeah, it was very lucky that the shape wasn't to the rule book there at the back end. But a great opportunity here for ACT Southern New South Wales to dot one over.
Goes up unopposed now, rumbling through the 5 metre line just there with Thomas, who started it. Has he got the ball at the back? It's messy. It's short. Oh, that's only a centimetre away.
No advantage. Yep. Number 5 goal in the air. It's on the 15.
Those opportunities now with
Number
5
5.
metres out, and that's such a strike weapon, the 5 metre line out these days, isn't it, Quirky? It's just been such a great, all the hookers look around, they get eyes are wide open, happy days, and this should have been 5-pointer at least.
Playing in the air.
Yeah, definitely. Even though the penalty occurred with 5 taking in the air here, they still just losing their footing at the back with our hooker. And again, now hookers are the ones that are the highest try scorers in most of our comps at the moment. I don't know how that happened.
Here we go again. At the back of the ruck again is Thomas. Driving through. That's a great structure set up well. And it's a try time. And there we go. Second time lucky. And you're exactly right. The top try scorers of all competitions. So Sam Thomas, he gets his first try of the afternoon. So 7 points to 5.
The big man there will be sucking in a few big ones after that. Mauling's a tough thing to do. We'll see here. It's a great throw. It's a topper jump. Again, it starts from that back lifter and that front lifter, setting the platform nice and tight. The thing I like there, Josh Townsend taking 1 or 2 men out, which ultimately gives the Griffins, a bit more of an edge finding there. And then, again, we're seeing our hookers topping the end of that try list with their name on it. So, a very happy man.
So Day makes no mistake. Perfectly weighted kick. 7 points all and only 13 minutes gone. What about this for a shot? And this is, again, people don't watch much rugby. How do you stop an onslaught like this?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's about staying in the fight there. As you can see, Josh Townsend ended up taking one of Perth goal guys out. There was just a bit of disjointedness on guys, whether if they were in or out. And, the Griffins just hung in the fight. All 7 men in there, and that's hard to stop. Like it is anything, a 7-on-3, I think I know who's going to come out on top with that one.
A restart just over the 22-metre line. Good timing from Landman. That's just outside the 22-metre line. So now the Griffins will want to get to a kick and get down deep, and Wolski with a good driving tackle.
Yeah, playing.
Coming straight through the middle there, and an opportunity. Again, another free shot to get out of trouble by the Griffins. Coming out of the line there was the defence for Perth Gold, and just can't take the scrum half out. Protected species in this day, but
it's always good to get your hand on them, but I think that was sort of a 50-50. Is the ball out? And as he was coming through there, if he could have ragged and tagged the 9 coming through there, this early on might have been his eyes lit up a bit there.
So great touch finder in now.
One goal.
Seen the scrum half Douch really directing traffic around that breakdown. A lot of time on his hands, as all good players do. There's all the Perth team in the opening stanza. And the Griffins have had all the work, all the ball the last few minutes.
Work with your one. Yeah, thank you. Time on.
He takes it.
13 goals.
Today, nice little deft kick in there, perfectly weighted and taken by Ewan, try scorer. And now playing it quickly. Goes deep down into the 22. Oh, threads it through the eye of the needle. What about that? That's rocks and diamonds, and that was a diamond there, Quirky. That's gutsy.
Absolutely. Bit unlucky there not to get the 50-22. I think that was Day. We saw his kicker goal before. Pinpoint. And Sam, he's saved his team a lot there. Perth goal to work their way all the way back to 10 out. That's a bit of a team killer, but just an awesome kick.
So Wolski finds the mark. Hunt shifts it out to the big man hitting and spinning. Avito from Wanneroo. And again over the top of the ball. What about that one there? Taveo. He actually latched on there. There was nothing getting him off there, and the Griffins, they get the penalty.
Simple exit here, and I'm loving this here. Just 2 big men, big collision. Absolutely loving that 8v8. But again, it's just that holding those guys up in the tackle, having a fight to get down on the clean. And the Griffins just quick to latch onto that. But how good's that contact early on from the eights? That's one thing as your opposite. That's the one thing you usually want to get up on is your opposite, and we've seen a great contact between those two men there.
And the entire back row for the Griffins, all from Gagawan, so that's always good to have a few combinations in there. Taveo Lesa and Tuimalo. Always good to have some combos. And the Griffins, they nudge ahead. 10 points to 7, the defending champions as well. So this team
takes the score.
edging forward where I thought, geez, the Perth came out all guns a-blazing. And now, we've been watching around Australia. Thanks very much for joining us. And this is
behind the line.
going to be a real arm wrestle. And yeah, I thought before this, the kicker, he took a on the line. Which line was it, I suppose? And there we go, restart again.
There's no rule on that, is there? I don't think. Not for him.
Water break, guys. Time for water break.
And much needed, I
No
think.
coaches, just water.
Absolutely, water break much needed.
Yeah.
So the Brumbies over in Japan at the moment, Quirky, and I was having a chat to one of their assistant coaches, and they're always watching in these tournaments, which is great. You never know, and that's why this championship was developed, to see if there's any unearthed talent out there. And I know the Rebels are taking a couple of the Axemen with them over to Japan, so it's good to get some exposure at this level.
A lot of these guys, and use the word unearthed, and that's exactly what Australian rugby is looking for. That's what these super rugby franchises are looking for, that diamond in the rough. And it's a great initiative from the ARU to have a competition like this, to see, you know, the 1, 2, 3 guys that are putting their graft in at their clubs. They're working hard, and even today on both sides there is some really good talent there. And sometimes all it takes is an opportunity to go to Japan, on both sides of the coin, without sounding bad, but you know, the Japanese, you know, the competition is big and large at the moment. I'm well entrenched there at the moment, so there's opportunities on both sides, whether it's here at Super Rugby or to apply your craft over internationally. So, you know, gold for these guys.
And that's great to have opportunities everywhere, not just a Queensland, New South Wales, Western Australia, but so Marker coming, getting plenty of water.
They don't get any smaller on the interchange bench there, swapping out one big unit for another. I think there might even be Ethan Kalis there, who's gone off early.
He's just been a workhorse, a real find. I think it's a chopping people in tackles. He's got a try as well this tournament. Always nice to have the interchange bench at this heat. I can tell you much right now. So now Wolski. So Wolski with a throw. Hits the target again. And now, here come the Perth goal, getting up over the close to the 22-metre line. Hunt goes into Tolmi. Malaesu again goes out to Vilakara. Dances, weaves is Sharwood. Sharwood hard to stop in traffic. And look at the fly half just directing one of his runners in here, and Meacham. Double pumps and goes to the second rower and goes to the front rower. Tolmi looks around, passes back to Hunt. 5 metres out. That's a great tackle there by the Griffins. Now there's numbers to the right-hand side, Valkyria. Double pumps again, tries to offload. Only 3 or 4 metres out from the try line. Hunt looks around, goes himself. He sees a wall of Griffins jerseys. And the knees are on the ground, so must let go. I'm not too sure what happened there. We Seems like an injury there, I think. Perky coming on the way through there. But what about this? This is the fly half second time for a few double pumps that he's asking some real questions.
Very slippery. I think here maybe the best option there was to use our big men on the outside. Look, we had some mismatches there with backs on forward. So, but as a good nine does, they snipe at the wrong time and give when they shouldn't. So, but great defensive wall. Similar to what happened before against Perth, you know, as we're down in this area and the pressure's building, you know, what we're seeing is points being leaked a little bit. So just going to see what referee Dwyer has to say here and see what the outcome at the back end of this, but very promising.
So the pressure reliever now for the Griffins, but great defence. Restarting, no wind here today. And don't forget, this is the final match. Both in Pool A and B, both teams finishing number one. And the Griffins defending their title. So Douch wants the ball for his big men. It's a big men's day today. He goes Douch and Hunt having a foot race. The two halfbacks gets taken out by some friendly fire. The ball bounces up nicely. Douch just can't get. Oh, that's a great legs tackle there. And here we go. The pressure from the Griffins with their defence driving through the middle. Great stuff by the scrum half. Now just doing those hard yards coming out of the 22. 20 minutes, nearly 21 gone. 35-minute halves. The heat is starting to really kick in. Phoenix Hunt goes nice and deep. Great work. These front rowers are floating.
Samuel Thomas down that sideline. Great evasion here from you and there. Just great stepping, but Josh Townsend, legs tackle, perfect tech, and then double shot. The pressure was on. So from what it could have turned into a bit of an ugly situation for the Griffins there with footwork, was just backed up by some tight forwards there. But Josh Townsend, that is textbook tackle. I always use the analogy head in the spokes, and that was probably as head in the spokes as it could have gotten.
So Douch with the short arm penalty. Head down, driving through we are. It's a real arm wrestle, 10 points to 7. Bundy. Straight through the middle from the Royals club. And tackle under the was by Walker, the number 7 for Perth Gold. Goes out to the front row, decides to, this is his side of the park, is Sam Thomas, already a try scorer today. Side to side stuff for the Griffins and a little forward pass there in traffic. That's his frustration.
Yeah, a little bit side to side there. It's good to see our man Samuel Thomas out playing in the channels, make the GPS look better for him there. But yeah, again, side to side, I'd love to see, well, previously in the game that I was lucky to call, Dylan McLaughlin had a real hand against Queensland Suburban, just taking it to the line, had options everywhere. He was getting touches on both sides of the ball and that, so would like to see him sort of taking it to the line there, using his options, and then, and as they've done, just hitting that short side really well and having a look at those opportunities down there.
Well, they did win that game 64 points to 12, so there was plenty of tries scored that day. And now Hunt, he digs in deep. Rika goes high and deep and finds the dirt, but he bounces kind. And just getting the settler play.
Good to see that scrum there, very stable. I don't know if there's been a gentleman's agreement here in the heat, and after a long 3 days to let's just find our shape, and we'll let you have this one.
Oh, it's a long 3 days of full-on rugby. Here we go now, inside the half. Driving through the middle is Walker. Offloads to Tolmy. Tolmy who has been enormous in broken play so far. Shifts back to the left of the fly half. Little deft foot kick in there, picks up, gets that ball back. Very lucky. Hunt again. Gets out to Marker, Patrick Marker. Nice getting a man his size coming in off the bench. Here Tuala, he's disappointed.
I think Ptolemy's putting his hand up to have a 1 next to that 3 on his back with the way he's been playing, getting a lot of touches, the big man. You can see they've obviously seen something over the week that, you know, wingers are up and they're wanting to look to play in. And again, that's just an execution thing. And look, we're hitting at that awkward time in the half where we're just past the 20-minute mark, you know, and it's been a bit back and forth here from 40 to 40. So look to see it break open in a little bit.
Set.
So the gentleman's agreement again, I think, Quirky. Here we go. The Griffins with Blackmore straightening it up. Pops that ball in traffic. Gets around over the halfway line. Into the last 10 minutes before half time. Coming down the short side. Goes to Crow. Crow dances around and beats him over the sideline. But I think they've seen something down this short side here, Kirk, haven't they? They've done it on a number of occasions.
They're definitely exhausted it, and there's 3 or 4 metres in that, but credit to them. Sometimes ball beats man as you see them dart down this short side. Great carry. Said before, good settler, good awareness. I think it's 12 come off the bench. And yeah, they're going to exhaust that short side.
No, ball's there.
Big contact. Now, feet go up in the air.
Yep.
And Douch takes a quick tap himself. Oh, there we go. Well, that's a big hit. Lee Tuala, I think.
Is that the card? Are you the captain? No, it's got to be a card.
That's a yellow. That's a second yellow. Well done, boys.
Let's go. Owen, John, let's go. Yeah. Mark's here with me. Is that? Yep.
It's great hearing that reps, Mike. Sometimes just sort of getting that intricate sort of sound coming from all the boys there. There was 3 guys there with green jerseys on, giving the piece of their pie. So, and I'm usually one of them, so it's always good to hear.
Intentionally infringed for the second time in that area. No, you weren't retreating. You made a conscious effort. Right. Needs to be better in that defensive decision making.
Can we have one? Can we just turn off this chat?
Thanks.
Discipline.
That was one off.
Yeah,
I think one of the great parts is you can always hear the questions from the referee and the big human beings out there and a much smaller referee, the respect there for players for the referee. It's great to see, isn't it?
That's awesome, and I think Brett Dwyer there, he's made the right call. You know, 2 infringements in a row, just that sort of grass-cutting tackle and leading into that not 10, and that man will well-earn rest, but it means that there's 14 other guys out there in gold jerseys that are going to have to work pretty hard for this next 10 minutes. And again, it's a crucial 10 minutes too. That'll take us into, you know, a few minutes from the half. So hopefully the Griffins can really take advantage of that man down.
And here we go, 22.
Number 6, closing in early, mate. You cause an obstruction. 6 blue.
So there's those coach killers there too, right in a great opportunity. And just those 1%ers you want to make sure you get right.
Yeah, exactly right. As you're talking about that 1%ers, you've just seen a guy go into the bin. You've got a great opportunity around 30 metres out on the line out. And it's just that pressure release for Perth there. So now they can take their time. They're going to eat down the clock. Some of these game drivers that they've got, you know, in Phoenix Hunt and Vularika there. So we see a great lift. But again, just sealing off there on the front. We've actually seen it happen a fair bit at the World Cup. They're really policing it hard. So it's obviously carried all the way down here.
So Meacham off the top. Another real opportunity getting up to the 30-minute mark of Vitop.
Good down.
Fly half, so let's go to the air. Let's try to see how we go. And goes all the way over the sideline. And there's a breath of luck there for the Griffins. Well, you can probably see his head went straight up Villarica. As soon as he kicked that, you know, that was no good. McLaughlin shifts it out to Itama from the Penrith Emus. And again, contact there. Wow. All over the top of the ball. Didn't even ask that player twice and gets a penalty for his men.
I think that was James Walker there. Look, line out, you know, great execution, down and pop. Perth threw a man down, so it wasn't. I think we have Arno there. Great shape. He had 3 guys flying in at him, so he's used his strength there. I'll tell you what, if I was the Griffins, I'd be a bit dirty that their last 3 entries into that half with a man down, they just missed the mark there, and Perth are slowly just edging that time down.
Walker goes off the top. Sharwood straightening things up, gets cleaned up at a very strong tackle. There's a 22-metre line there, both second rowers lining up in support. Perth just grinding away, taking their time. No need to panic. By Walker again, another. Look at that direction by Hunt, the number 9. Directing, he doesn't want the ball, he wants his forwards to keep grinding it forward. Offside. Vito, does he want to go himself?
I think this is a perfect opportunity right in front. You're a man down. I know we're all playing for keeps here. This is the big dance, but especially in a final. And again, we've said at the World Cup how crucial points are when they're on offer. If you're not entering that 22 and not coming away with anything, then yeah, it sort of goes down as a bit of a black cross there. So as you can see, I think the coaches sent out that tee relatively quickly there. And you mentioned it before, it's Phoenix Hunt, the voice of hit, that their 9 is crucial, especially for a tired forward pack. I said before, we're edging into that back last 10 minutes where in the heat, under pressure and fatigue, a lot of us forwards tend to sort of just go to the back of the mind and let the body do the work, but he is just absolutely roaring at people and giving some really good direction.
So Villarica makes no mistake, goes straight over the middle, and we've got an even ball game, 10 points all. And this one we know will come down to the wire, just into the last 5 minutes of this half. Thank you very much for joining us, wherever you are over Australia. And this is our final matchup for the men's. Straight over the sideline. So Wolski now with another coming out of their own half, but Wolski.
Goes right. 9.
I want to get this one right, and he does. No, he doesn't. Gets that little arm bouncing, and the ball bounced up nicely to McLaughlin. Short passing, throws it straight down the throat. It's a foot race down this left-hand side of the park. That was Moyano. And the scrum half comes from nowhere. The ball was out. And again, frustration from both teams. Just not able to get that momentum in the other team's half. So Douch slows things down, goes to Bundy. Outside. And the high ball. The time. Perfectly weighted kick, and Landman takes it well. Now the forwards lined it up, trying to take this one through to half time. And reefed out there, 2 on the tackle. Perfectly weighted rip. Great timing. And the Griffins now with an opportunity to go. Douch. Quick tap There's numbers down the right-hand side of the park. Here they come, shows and goes. That was Tovo. Tovo, the number 23, who's really been dynamic with the ball in this tournament so far. Now the front rowers lining up on the left-hand side here. And a great steal in traffic and breakdown there, and ball goes over the sideline, and you'd have to say there, Quirky, that was maybe a bit of an opportunity gone missing for the Griffins.
Massive opportunity. You know, understanding that they're well on the front foot there. You know, they've just won that ball back. Perth, obviously, 3 points with a man in the bin. Great strip from these two big men here. Holt and Townsend, they're working very hard. We see it come down that short side. Numbers, I just think there, once you enter that 22, you almost just need to settle, find some shape. Because for Perth, they're just going to be under the pressure there that whole time. So just build some phases, get your shape back, get those game drivers in. And that's where sort of McLaughlin needs to step up, use his voice, demand that people find some shape.
So you're back for a little bit of time from Japan. How's that stint been over there?
It's been amazing. I've been lucky enough to play the 8 years over there now, and body's still ticking over. I would say I'm playing some sort of good footy, but look, I'm still loving it, and it's a very high level of rugby, and until the wheels fall off, really.
And you're a long time retired after that too, so it's a... oh, here we go, taken in traffic again, but not releasing the ball. Ooh.
I think the old Fijian slap was going to come out there, but well and truly let that one wait.
So the Japanese league over there, what level would you rate that against over here? Below Super Rugby, between Super and Club Rugby, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, look, it definitely ticks over that Super Rugby speed. We're seeing, similar to some of these games, you're seeing 39, close to 40 minutes of ball in play, and there's a couple of, the bigger teams, the Suntories, the Panasonics, and that are just littered with international talent as well. So we're seeing some awesome rugby, and a lot of guys that either travel over or come to play these exhibition matches. I think they get a bit of a shock with the sheer speed, and we've seen that in the last few World Cups and seen that growth in Japanese international rugby.
I think we can see that now, can't we? Well, how the World Cup's gone. All the minnows, let's say, are not minnows anymore. It's a good challenge.
Oh, yeah, and it was just probably defence was always Japanese's problem, and they've seemed to have worked that out. There's some big men there, but look, I've loved my footy over there. I've learnt a lot skill-wise and about the game. So, yeah, it's just, again, a nice part of the world to be in.
And so the Perth contingent now with Tuala coming back after 10-minute spell. This should be...
Perth's done really well to have that man 10 minutes in the bin, accumulate some points, and keep them down to 0, really.
So Crow goes straight through, and then Tuimalu. Now, right before half-time, we can see the Griffins with another opportunity. Douch goes out the back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin shifts it to Crow again. Crow out to the rampaging Sam Thomas. And now the open slot flanker holds on for all money. Here we go, just before half-time. Great work by the Griffins, but the Perth goal just been last-ditch defence. Tuimalu. Will they shift it back to the speedman on the left-hand side with Sam Thomas? So, Tovo. Supported by Blackmore. Scrum half. Loops it, goes straight over the sideline. And that's half-time, so can't split them here, Quirky, at 10-all at Ballymore. Well, that one there was an arm wrestle, and yeah, I suppose exactly what we expected.
Yeah, great tussle. We're seeing two big packs going at it, and we're seeing some good some great stuff from this Griffins back row, but also on the other side of the coin, Perth is just digging in during that, I said before, that 10 minutes was crucial that they had to dig in.
At half-time, our score is
So 10 points all, a lot of action happening. Only one try each, but Quirky, it started pretty early here for the Perth team.
Yeah, look, simple straight line carry, a one-on-one, and just that awareness there of support of 15 as they are best at, with just that flick offload. And a pretty simple try, but hard to do.
And the second chop here, the Griffins, and they got the second time lucky. One of our favourites, Sam Thomas.
He's been everywhere, the big man, hasn't he? As I said, put a 1 in next to his name, and what good hookers do, they seem to be racking up 3 or 4 tries a game here, but you know, set piece is a massive part of our game at the moment.
Well, that's all she wrote here for half time. We've got 10 points all in this final matchup of the Australian Rugby Shield. The ACT Southern New South Wales Griffins 10 and Perth Gold 10. We're going to take a quick break and back all the action very, very soon.
Update from Field 2, South Australia 24, Victoria 22.
So welcome back to second half action. The ACT Southern New South Wales Griffins and Perth Gold cannot separate either of these two teams. Michael Chandler's my name, and joining me in co-commentary for the Queensland Red, Ed Quirky. What an arm wrestle in this first half, and geez, I tell you what, first try scorer is going to be very much a good influence in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen an awesome arm wrestle between. It's probably been more of a pack-dominated battle up here, so I think there was a couple of heavies there that would have enjoyed the new works of Ballymore in the aircon under there and grabbing a sip, but looking forward to getting this second half underway.
We're underway for this final half of the men's Shield Championship. It goes out over the sideline. This is an arm wrestle now, and the Griffins, the defending champions.
Just looking there on that bench, a couple of these guys in their last game for the Griffins were all their starters, so by the looks of the health on their bench, I think the Griffins are looking to put, you know, more oomph, almost like that bomb squad mentality there at the back end, which is what the game will probably really need with maybe 20 to go.
The old bomb squad, and here we go. Here goes Leah Tuala, who spent some time on the bench. And UN gets past the tackle, can't get over the 22-metre line. Flicked out the back door in traffic, and again a little knock on. Just trying to keep the ball active.
I think James Bundy there already chewing the fat with referee Dwyer. Great footwork there and the fend there from UN. Look, early touches, he was monumental in that first half. And a good build-up in shape, but I talk about these entries into that half. We're getting close to the 22. We're probably not looking to push that past so early on. It's good to just build that momentum, build the phases. The pressure will naturally come by spending that time into the 22.
Fine. Set.
So the second shove by Perth, but now coming out of trouble. Good contact. It seems to be Blackmore has been left reeling on the ground. Chan Tong.
Yep.
Blackmore just seems to be ran it straight, come away from there. He's been as tough as a old boot, old Angus Blackmore from Uni Norths, and obviously
Cameron, is that a question?
didn't seem like much here. Quirky did it, but fell very awkwardly.
Yeah, it's a rib tickler from the big man. And again, Bullarica there, he's a solid mass. And look, we just saw the turn in the body, the ribs opened up, he saw the opportunity. Look, it looked like it was a perfectly timed hit. It's unlucky to be on the end of those ones. And as we saw the play lead back there, I think the Griffins physio sort of had the hands up and was just about to meet one of his first breakdowns of the day as well. But hopefully we're all okay on this end. I think there'll just be a couple of big O2s sucked in and should be a sore plane right home. But good to see him back on his feet.
And Bullarica saw that wide open, didn't he, in that right shoulder. Oh, makes me very glad that I retired a long time ago.
It's one thing that I've loved across this competition, seeing these games, is majority of our 10s, the battle in all the games has been very physical. All these 10s have stepped up, and what a lot of 10s haven't done in the previously in time, the physical aspect, they love to defend. So for young kids watching, it's head in the spokes mentality for our number 10s.
Head in the spokes, there we go. Now here we go, the Griffins. Just a little bit of time on hand, goes straight up, hits the ball, gets the dirt, and now pressure on for the winger, Landman. Gets some good metres in traffic. Goes back from Etuala. The ball now bounced for Crow. Like to see Crow in some open space. He's been asking a few questions in the defensive line. Now Landman again, heavily strapped head. And this goes over the sideline, goes back to the set piece.
A little bit of back and forth there, but I think that's a huge win there for the Griffins. Look, a kick is as good as your chase, and I know there was a little bit of a laboured chase, but here we are down here on the opposite 40, so great opportunity.
Well, not the greatest line-out delivery in the world. Charge down, lucky enough for the Perth Gold team now. Here come the Griffins. Run it straight and hard, finds a wall of defence by Patrick Marker. And there's the strength. They're being held up here too, trying to get there. Ball on the ground, but well played there. That was a big wall of defence there by the Perth team. Especially the height of their second row. Couldn't get his knee on the ground, and that is a ball now to Perth Gold.
Look, a little bit isolated, but a lot of teams are actually practicing this choke tackle. It's that shot under the elbow, controlling the ball, and it's the main role is actually that supporter in to use his body weight to get those legs off the ground, and then obviously the support will flood in after that. So that's a big turn of events here for this second half.
Vito feeds his scrum half. Going out the back door now is Hunt. Hunt looks up, accelerates through. Can he get the pass away? No. Crow wraps him up in a very solid tackle. That's the 22-metre line now. Meacham is met with a wall of defence. Can he get his knees in the ground? Yes, he can. No, he can't. Referee, that's a square up there. Great work by both teams.
Geez, what you guys can do, I can do better. Look, we see a lot of these opportunities there. A little bit, you know, the support's slow. So generally, as a carrier, when you're not feeling a lot of support around you, you try to buy your team time to come and clean. But then in terms, you almost open yourself up to be held up with your body height and choked up. So it's part and parcel of go down early, get turned over, or stay in the fight or be held up. So it's a bit of a catch-22, really.
Now the Perth Gold team, they get the ball with Hunt. Now, Willarica hits and spins, offloads Sharwood. Sharwood looks up, can't get away from Crow. Yes, he can, driving through, busy traffic, ball goes down, and that's what I found about certain players hate being tackled. Looked like Byron Sharwood did not want to be tackled and just hates it.
You see a great scrum there, so great pressure. And this man, we've seen him all day, hard carrying, but as you said, some guys are so elusive and so strong on their feet there. Just one leg on the ground, just to power, the determination to fight through, buy time. But you know, a lot of teams, a lot of guys now starting to attack ball and rip balls. So again, a little bit of a pressure let off, but we've seen this Perth scrum find a new set of legs.
Bye. Yeah, put early on the front side. Yeah. Free kick.
A lever there for the front rowers coming out of, that's that pressure relief now, getting now the Griffins about 20 or 30 more metres down the park.
Great kick.
Now the quick feed coming down the left-hand side of the park. Shifts around, there's that man again. Bounce out to take it Moyano. Moyano finds Sifa. Hunt with a little bit over the top. See some real estate. Ball bounced up nicely for Newey. Shifts it to Crow. The ball is nice to Crow. He gets it out to Blackmore. Blackmore accelerates, throws a little bit of a high pass, but it's okay. To Utama. Crow, back to the scrum half, goes on to the right boot. Cleaned up now by Phoenix Hunt. A little interchange of play here from the Griffins, but now Sifa gets plenty of post-contact metres taken by blindside flanker Teveo. Wolski, short pass to the front rower, to Malasu. How good's that front rower to front rower? Now again, just starting to Fagat Lele. Slowing things down, slow going here in this second half, and straight up in the air. Well weighted, well timed, and Crow gets taken out in the air.
Yeah, in the air.
Just want to point out Josh Townsend. Defensively, obviously, we saw him there just shoot out.
Time off.
But with that prop-to-prop interaction there, there's some big men carrying, and he stopped there with that collision. There was no momentum, and that is a hard thing to do. So we can see that the big man's got a lot of ticker and a big engine. So, you know, kudos to him, body on the line stuff.
Yes.
So, Lachlan Day coming on the park now. Some fresh legs in the 14 jersey. Gets his first touch this afternoon.
You're going to go because the players can't be in front of you later.
Really looking forward to seeing Day. Had a great performance in their previous game against Queensland Suburban. Had a really good day on the boot. Had a handful of touches, and I think he bagged a trio of tries as well there. So we've been looking forward to seeing him get early touches.
All of the teams now, they've finished their campaign, sitting back enjoying the last couple of matches this afternoon. Crow goes to first receiver. Blackmore bouncing. No real ill effects from the... Still runs straight to the shoulder. He comes away with it. Villarica. Seeing something down this left-hand side of the park. Again, is just fighting the sideline. Moyano, it's a bit of a good ding-dong battle down this right-hand side of the park. Newey and also as well Moyano. Look at these two number 11s.
Would have loved to see that go through the hands. Sometimes man beats ball, but something we'd love to see here. The two wingers going at it, and there was the check of the haircut, and I think there was pleasantries involved there. So we'll look for that next matchup there.
All very polite wingers, aren't they, to each other? And the ball now, another opportunity. Villarica puts it high. Goes straight down the throat of Newey. It's just going to take one thing to open this game right up. I can just feel that something's got to give. It's an arm wrestle. And in this scenario here, Quirky, is it just get the opposition to be running out of their own half and trying to force mistakes? And in this scenario here, like it's a real arm wrestle.
Yeah, it is. It's that awkward sort of 40 to 40 area where a lot of teams, they're in two minds of whether to play for territory or to actually play. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. And what we're seeing Perth there, they're looking for high balls, they're looking for mistakes, but yeah, it's a tough balance to have a crack, because if there's a mistake made, then you're putting pressure back on yourself, really.
Hold the space.
So again, a good little option here for these guys at the backs is taking a settler, but then putting a little kick in behind, getting them turning, putting that pressure back on.
Another big contact there, and the Griffins with a good run down close to the 22-metre line. Douch digs in tight, goes the ball out the back there. Does it find the sideline? No, it doesn't. Goes to Crow. Crow looks up, accelerates. Little right foot step, gets a pass back on the inside. Good interchange of passing here. The ball's been knocked back, flicked through the legs there, I think there. And there's Tovo again. This is another opportunity. We've got Chan Tung and Bundy. This will be something special. Has to be prop to prop. How good's that? Second time this game. You saw that lining up from ages. Crow. He wants the ball. He goes back into the pocket. Gets away from Hunt, does he? Pops that ball up in traffic. Little kick over the top there. The ball might bounce. Will it beat everyone over to the sideline? Will it beat everyone? Oh, it goes over the try line. Well, that has been the most exciting part in this half so far, Quirky, and that was really lucky. That ball bounced up.
Easily. We saw some great momentum there. We spoke about those two options, carry, settle, and kick. And we saw a great little dink in behind. I think the hardest thing about when you're defending, when you're on the back foot, as the attackers are coming forward, just putting that little kick in behind, as we see the reverse of play there. Phoenix Hunt, that's good determination here. Tovo's just seen that little great bounce of the ball there. Very unlucky, as we see our, again, as wingers do really well. Was I shepherded or not? Yeah, as you said, great passage of play. Good to see the heavies again. A big man, Bundy, he's been moving that ball really well, but we'd love to see those little kicks in behind, turning defence around and putting the pressure, and and here we are. So very smart play by the Griffins.
Isaac Crow, the fullback for the Griffins. He seems very likely with that ball in hand. Looks like a real game breaker. So don't forget, directly after this, the women's game, the Queensland Orchids taking on the New South Wales Corellas in their final match as well. So a little bit of Queensland v New South Wales. And here is now potentially go ahead first time in this half. Makes no mistake, straight through the middle. So we have now 13 points to 10. The Griffins edging forward, looking at another Australian Rugby Shield title. But I think the men from the West have got more in the kit bag before this game's out.
Just seen James Bundy there come off for a well-earned rest down there on the pine. A huge shift from the man, a lot of ball in hand, a lot of carries, so I don't know if there's going to be a water or a stubby put in his hand, we don't know.
Taken well, here we go now. Opportunity. Landman coming in again to Fagalele. He's played a very nice tight game today, the second rower. Rica to the fullback again, accelerates, throws that ball back on the inside, a bit of a hit and hope, and now it's like running into a brick wall. Rica. Short passing, just trying to get on the outside of the defensive shoulders now. Walker. Already got 3 tries in this tournament so far, so looking to add to his extra. I do like that with the referees there, even though there was no real foul play, no yellow card or anything. Frustrates the ears off me with these knockdown rules, but this one was a good decision, I think.
Yeah, it was a great decision here. We've seen the read. He's generally, we see a good carry here as well. So there was a genuine read here. Hand was up, as you can see. He was going for it. So look, it's a bit of a game killer when we see 1 or 2 and guys sitting down there on the bench, and that's definitely not us at the moment. We're seeing some great arm wrestle between these two teams.
You got the front end.
Not too bad of a life, is it?
That's the definition of living.
So real opportunity for Perth goal. Wolski. Gets that ball, a little bit messy, but still get that ball back. Flicks out to Wolski. Wolski. Touchy was right there. Everyone was right there, but held up. So Uncle Wolski nearly gets a try for his team.
Just behind me. Yeah, it's on there, kick.
So a good contest with the line out, and the bounce of the ball can be very cruel at times. So a great contest. Little tap back, and we saw the big men. Great offload around the corner and a good carry, but it just a determination to hold up there on the line. It's a game of inches, and an inch that was.
And what a dropout that was, all the way back. Now, Ewan. Malesu. Close to the ground and gets that ball back. Tuafagalele. Another driving through, just those legs pumping, taking 2 or 3 with him. Great driving run by the second rower.
Use it, ball's available. Can you use it? Yeah, ball's there.
Wolski. This arm wrestle is getting tougher and tougher. Avito takes 3, gets turned on his back. The number 8, good strong carry. Walker, he has been relentless, this open side flanker all day. Phoenix Hunt just trying to get penalty advantage, but referee's not interested. Finds the dirt. Day.
18-4, yep.
Great shoe indeed, goes all the way down over the 22-metre line. 52.5 minutes gone. And the settler goes deep into the Ballymore crowd. No, it doesn't. Hold the phone, Day again. The ball is now goes all the way to the other side of the park.
Water break, guys.
I think that's a perfect time to call the water break there. The heavies in the middle that were hanging around halfway there, not chasing any kicks. That was a great battle, end-to-end kicking here. This kick here from Lachlan Day. 22 to 22 stuff. That's a huge pressure release. Just want to note, our referee Dwight today, he has been really good around the breakdown. He's let the game flow. Obviously the heat, there's some big bodies around, and even though it does get a bit scrappy around with guys rolling away from the ball and that, he's let a lot play, which has been really good. Like, meant the game's flowed a lot better.
And from a back rower's, your back rower's perspective is, as long as it's consistent across the board, consistent with his calls, then everyone's happy, isn't it?
Well, that's it. That's what we sort of want as players too, even though there's a bit of riff-raffing on either side. And look, I'm not subject to being lazy and leaving a leg in the way or grabbing someone's hand, but as you said, if it's happened on both sides of the ball, then we just see such a good game flow. He hasn't had to interject at any time, really.
And a well-deserved drink break, so we are into the final stanza of this Australian Rugby Shield. So the Griffins, they are defending champions, but Perth Gold, plenty of experience. They're in this system. They want to be the next to score, so
Just saw the replacement hooker there, Mickelson. He played a big part in their last game as well. Similar to our man Thomas, playing in the channels. I just saw him there addressing the team. Probably a bit of guidance, as we said, that impact from the bench on what they need and sort of next job focus, because this is a real important moment now, especially after this water break, where there can sort of be a lapse in mind. You've recovered a bit, you've found your breath, you've had a nice cold squirt, and it's just that next focus 5 minutes, and that's probably what that man was looking to say.
Mickelson coming off the bench, he's already got a try in every game so far, so even better. So he'll be up for a fourth, you would think, today.
Time back on.
And Tolmie taking over the throwing duties.
What can he do?
What can he do, indeed? Tuifagalele, the tall timber. All the work to do now for Perth Gold, coming out of trouble. Short past the number 8, and that was a lucky penalty for Perth Gold. See a little bit, a little bit pedestrian there, didn't it, in that attack?
Yeah, I don't know if the option was really on. They were flushed out the back there with space, so as we can see there, not a lot of bodies in motion, so it was telegraphed, so easy defence, but then ill discipline there, so an easy let off.
Offside. Yep.
So a few nervous bodies on the sideline. Watching that clock tick down, a bit of scoreboard pressure, bit of time pressure. And this is the final day, final match. And goes to the money ball again. The money man straight through the middle, a bit slower. The support around the scrum half.
No.
Kulurika goes up and high. Contest in the air. Play on, says a referee. Now, popping out to the right-hand side, and
He's playing the first knock on by Blue.
Fagasi Nuku, the number 16.
Yep. Sorry guys, look at the mark here.
And look at that, the silverware.
Knock on both ways. That's true. You're
See
right.
there the ACT, New South Wales Griffins.
Knock on by Blue first.
One on
and
the
by
top
goal.
left-hand side. Will it be second? Or will Perth take this one out today?
We alluded to before, great initiative for Australian rugby as well as for all these guys to get the opportunity, and no better way than to do it at the newly renovated Ballymore.
Fine.
This has been a massive 3 days for these guys as well.
Engage. Fine. Yep. Shoulder on.
So Perth taking this one out in 2019. Then we had our wonderful part of the world, COVID, kicked in for a couple of years. Isn't that a treat?
And everyone just got to have a bit of an RDO there for a while.
Who would have thought, eh? Now we're back into it.
12, 5, set.
Now the shapes to kick, but goes now down to Moyano. Moyano trying to get the winger on winger action out here. Meacham
Tackle release.
has just run strong and powerful the second row. No real airs and graces about him. The Tuala hits and spins out of 1 and 2, still going. Inching forward, that's the 22-metre line there. Ball pops out the back. Meacham again. Gets dragged another half a metre. Pressure, was good pressure at the breakdown there. Guevara did not like that. He got a bit of contact off the ball, but it was all in one motion for the number 22.
Yeah, it was a great read here, just as we picked up the back. And again, just that little inch there of that hit, just sat that ball down for Vularica there at his shoelaces. But great pressure, and what great nines do, they get a bit feisty off the back end of that one. So, and look, we saw Phoenix Hunt, he controlled the game really well early on, and he's obviously now off for a bit of a sip. But I think we've got Gilvery there. He needs to keep the tempo up. That's part and parcel of coming on as a reserve nine, is by steering the ship and just building that tempo, pick that speed back up, and especially getting these heavy boys on the front foot.
Set.
Last stanza of this match. And a big, high midfield bomb taken by Moyano. Ewan accelerates. That tackle needed to happen. Reserve scrum half boots that one, kicks it and directs it over the sideline.
Ball's live.
23 points is the difference here. Some fresh legs coming on the park.
Goal 5. Yep, substitution.
And we said it before, that awkward 40 to 40 area, it's the option of whether to carry, whether to kick, whether to build phases, look for penalties. But we saw there just that little kick in behind, just getting this team on the front foot. It's just the way to go.
Take him back.
Well, there's a big turn in the game there, Quirky. Went back on the inside of the 22 and connects perfectly with that kick, but goes out in the full. This is a big one.
Yeah.
Massive one. Obviously, line out not too clean. Look, a bit under pressure there. Footy's a game of interest and can be very cruel. Look, the option was definitely there.
Now Perth Gold with an opportunity. Sharwood straightens things up. Who's got the next answer? Great run there for the Perth Gold team. Picking and driving, showing a little short passing now for Agassi Nuku. Maka. Lucky those ribs weren't open for too much longer, because Tuimalu was breathing heavily. Just seeing some rib action there. Tuala. UN. Just building nicely. Turnover was okay, so play on, says the referee. Vularica. Little kick through. God, just doesn't kick up over the sideline there and beats everyone over the side. And that was good play there by the Perth Gold team. But
he's right.
Quirky, would you be telling your players to be kicking that ball away or ball in hand?
You'd probably look, even though they were building phases, they were keeping the pressure there. Look, if there was advantage, definitely the right option there. You got the man with the speed out there. You definitely take that option. But look, they're probably going to have to now pressure this line out, but probably not the right option.
So the Griffins make no mistake this time. Tuimalu driving through. Gets dragged another metre or so off the ball. And that's a purchase and a half. That's what you want. A quick throw in by Moyano. Ewan accelerates, takes to the line.
Just a bit unlucky there. Might have seen a little knock on there that we haven't picked up. But we'll play that.
So Walker takes another dirty old run. Meacham turning the tackle, a bit awkwardly there too. The ball is available. Comes back to the left-hand side where there's numbers, plenty of numbers for Perth goal. The scrum half darts himself, asking more questions of the defensive line. This is now into the championship territory. Sifa. Inching forward. Meacham again. Goes to the open side flanker is Walker. This time goes out to the number 8. Flips back on the inside. Meacham again. He's everywhere, this tall second rower from the Associates Club in Western Australia.
Top goal.
Goes for a drop goal, but I think there was an advantage being played, and Lituala. This is now getting into the last 10 minutes, and look at the bodies everywhere. It's like a mash ward here, and so be it after 4 days of rugby.
Massive 4 days of rugby. We're seeing some very, very tired men.
Points.
It's probably going to come down to discipline now. Griffins there just
Close.
around the ruck,
No water,
just
please.
a legal entry. Yeah, we've got some tired men in that heat, especially from down in the areas that don't usually get it.
So this is to even the match up now for Villarica. And hits the upright and goes over there. Well, when it's your day, it's your day. Hits the upright, goes over the crossbar, and there we go. 13 points all. It's not long to go.
Oh, we're going to be in for a good finish here. Look, if I'm the Griffins here, I'd be looking to knock it really deep. Apply pressure. They've got some speed men on the outside, looking to attain that ball back inside Perth's half.
Perfectly weighted kick, just bounces back on the inside there, and oh, great opportunity now for Perth goal. That ball bounced up nicely, and they get to the halfway line. Guevara goes out to Villarica. UN accelerates, looks through, goes right into a wall of defence, but momentum there now, getting inside the halfway for the first time for Gussie Nuku.
Tackle release.
Now the Griffins will want to be very clean here. Sifa. Little deft kick over the top. Oh, take it in the air as well. Crow's taken out. Takes a quick tap himself. He wants to play on it. It's a foot race. It is a real foot race down the right-hand side of the park. Where did the ball pop up? It pops up. The ball goes into Crow. And who did that come from nowhere? Moyano. Oh! Well, Max Moyano. Where did he come from?
That happened fast.
There was a massive amount of Griffins there, but just watch Moyano here, number 11 there, Quirky. Oh, what about this?
Great chase. Look, it's hard to relive it because we don't have it, but here we go. I think that's the perfect option to put in that kick. Look at this chase. Unlucky bounce. Moyano there. Look, look, that is something that you cannot teach out on the training park. It's just being in that passing channel. Our game's turned into a big on offloading game, and he's just put himself in the perfect position. I don't know if it was the jerseys Who knows, he might have learned everyone's names the day before, so we don't know. But that was an awesome passage of play. There was no missed opportunity there. It was just sheer determination. Moyano just coming up with a little bit of gold there for his team. But in hindsight, another opportunity here for the Griffins. But what a passage of play.
Well, these big moments, these big games are made with big moments, and if Perth Gold take this one out today, Moyano will be celebrated for a long time. And here is a scrum time with 63 minutes gone. Great contact by the fly half again. The wrecking ball now straighten things up. Crow was open. There's a try. It is two. Well, that was just pure and utter strength and power. And the ACT and Southern New South Wales Griffins, they get a try to go ahead 18 points to 13.
And there's a man who deserves it, who's had a big engine all day. Simple in its way. 12 came. What a big contact there. But as we've seen all day, this man, Lisa, too hard to stop. Even though there's the simplicity around it, just that hard in carry, leaning around. It's big man on little man and just a leg drive. He's had a huge engine today, Lisa, and a man who's deserved it there. And it all started up front, really, from those big men up there. A solid scrum, a stable platform to just get a good carry to beat that fold and win for a nail biter.
18-13. This is really important now to get to your kick. Still plenty of time to go, but here's your man, Day. Conversion successful, so 7 points of difference. The last 5 minutes, and just what about that contact?
Yeah, it was a great contact.
Villarica.
We can just see there from Perth Gold, just the need to, as our referee does the old guitar slide in to call that one, just their fold was too slow. A lot of the boys ended up just sort of parking up close to the ruck when they just needed to get around, get numbers on ball. So well executed there by the Griffins.
So here we go. Villarica with a restart. Goes high, perfectly weighted kick. Contestable, goes up in the air.
Knock on.
And the Griffins now,
Take him back.
can they etch themselves into a back-to-back premiership? Great run out of trouble. And coming out the line, Moyano again. He's an amount of work, this number 11 for the Perth Gold team.
So the Griffins don't want to be spending too much time down here. They've just accumulated points. They need to be putting the pressure straight back on instead of eerily playing their hand down here.
So Crow with the ball, he goes exactly the advice given. Just can't thread the eye of the needle, and here we go. Run it straight, and Crow puts his body the line. See, that was good work by the smaller man. Great support by his forward partners. Again, the ball pops out. Crow wants to go again. And another opportunity. Here we go for Perth Gold.
There's only one way here for the big man, little man on, but we've spoken about this lock pairing all day. In Holt and Townsend, they were there to save the day, and they actually, as much as there was a lot of momentum coming, they shifted it there with a massive shot. So they're two guys that have worked tirelessly at set piece. We see a bit of the aftermath there. Hands up if you're okay, I think the trainer's saying.
Sometimes you've got no choice when these big men come running at you because they look you straight in the eyes.
Oh, there's only one way that a lot of those guys are going, and I've been on the opposite end of a few of them. You can either run the old speed bump or the old half get out of the way and you use your momentum over me.
Or some of us just close our eyes and just hopefully they fall over the top of us sometimes.
Well, the old invitation straight through is an always good one that I usually take.
So here we go, Perth there with an opportunity. In the last 2.5 minutes, Meacham takes it well. What has the last couple of minutes got in store for us today? Fagasi Nuku. Sifa. The bench really getting their hands on the ball. So a penalty, another penalty ensues, and time is ticking down.
Very costly penalty there. The referee Dwyer has been very good around the ruck, but I think we've just got, might have been our scoring man, Lisa, there, not rolling away.
That's two.
The big men just going to work in tight is what we tend to see, so good shot there. Yeah, it seemed like he had all rights to the ball, but yeah, unluckily not given.
So taken in the air, goes down, and a knock on from Perth Gold, and there is a pressure reliever. This scrum needs to be good from both teams, and the last opportunity for Perth Gold. 20 points to 13. The Griffins, one hand on the cup for back-to-back premiers, but the Perth Gold team, plenty more to say before the end of this match.
Probably not a name we need to hear anymore, but Josh Townsend there competing in the air. It's a real grey area as a team where, you know, do you contest 5 metres out and let them sort of build the momentum and have the strength, or do you stay down and hit that maul to keep that contest up? But Townsend saw something there, and he's given his team a massive, massive option there by stealing that one.
So the arm goes up for a penalty. They'll want to take advantage of that one there, but again, the last little bit of this match. And we'll come back to the initial penalty, and there we go.
Goal. Driving up.
Good time now to eat down the clock. Game drivers to have a mini conversation, probably not down the line of the way that Bernard Foley did a couple of years ago, as we all well and truly know about, but this is a good time for forwards to catch their breath, our game drivers to get that ball back down there, and alluded to it before.
Okay, just wait, guys.
As we see the double balls come on, I don't know if both those ball boys have come up from down south by biting off some more time, as they're doing very well there. But again, we need our game drivers here to be looking towards to win this line out, potentially maul, box kick, put the pressure back on Perth, so that they've got to literally fight out of their own 22 to overplay their hand in a crucial point of the game.
Yeah, it's good. Hold that line.
So a little bit of quietness goes over the crowd. Goes off the top. Oh, that's a good hit and a half by the fly half again for Rica. He's been a menace in attack and defence.
Use it. Inside.
So it goes deep, gets the Perth Gold team to, they need to do all the work. Well, knockbacks as a referee there. Wow, that was a...
Griffins just need to show a bit of discipline here and let them overplay their own hand.
Yep.
So Walker gets turned around again. The ball is presented. Marker driving through, just taking the Perth Gold attack, taking the starch out of them at the moment. They've got all the work to do.
Advantage offside.
So Holt just coming out of the line a bit too fast, and same with Ratton. Now, a bit of razzle and dazzle in this last couple of minutes. Hockerman goes over the top. Bodies everywhere at the moment. Shifting down again to Moyano.
Good.
Seemed to be something in there, but it wasn't anything at all. And Crow goes well above his weight range there against Tolmy. Well, it's a fair advantage now for the referee. We come all the way back.
I think Tomley might have thought his chance down that wing there with the clean pair of heels after having a rest. You said before it was a long advantage here, very scrappy play. I would have loved to see Perth use that advantage within 1 or 2 phases that they got that, either kicking down pressure, a little chip on behind, an attacking kick to potentially get a bounce. See there, they've sort of almost overplayed their hand, almost tired out the forwards by overusing them, overexhausting them, but they'll get another opportunity here.
So Tommy with the throw, halfway line. So just on the inside of the Griffins. Well, that was just something that didn't need to happen there. Closing that line. Holt is the captain as well. Takes a quick tap. So now into the final stages. Sharwood comes back and hits and spins. Gets some good meterage. Has a 10 metre. And now Sifa. So the ice baths will be a line-up for them after this match as well. Sharwood again. Guevara looks around Crow. Puts it on the boot. Crow goes. And it comes back to a knock-on. And that's it. Well, what about that one there? The ACT, Southern New South Wales Griffins, they take out this match for the second year in the row over the Perth Gold, and 20 points to 13. Had some real moments in this match, Quirky, but that was a real arm wrestle.
Massive arm wrestle. We saw some heroic stuff from the boys up front. All our back rows worked tirelessly, but ultimately it came down to taking those points, those opportunities, and it was an absolutely nail-biter and a close finish. But the Griffins there, obviously, out off their feet. But Perth Gold, what an effort as well.
Well, only one try in the second half, and it was a real ram raid, but 4 games this weekend, all undefeated. But this is the first try of the game, and I thought, hello, this could be a bit of a high-scoring game.
Yeah, you saw the pure skill there. We thought it was going to be all on, and that obviously led down to coming down to this other end. And what hookers do best is score tries off a great set piece. And we see the muscle over there finding that edge. Great try to our big men.
And this was the one that broke the camel's back, and great try from the open side. And as you said in your call, has not stopped all day.
Big engine, and he's had a big engine over the 4 days as well. We just saw a lack of fold there and taking an opportunity for a big man.
So 2 tries to 1, and the Griffins, they take out the Australian Rugby Shield for the second year in a row. What a game. There we go. Pleasantries exchanged, and what a tough few days of rugby. After this, enjoying a couple of quiet lemonades, but the women are coming up very, very soon. So both teams come across for the presentation now for their championship match. The Griffins taking the match out 20 points to 13. Michael Chettle was my name. Ed Quirk was joining me this afternoon. We thank you very much for joining us, and sit back, relax, enjoy the presentations. Thank you for joining us, and good afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. We'd just like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today that we've played this wonderful tournament on throughout the last few days. The Yagara people and the Turrbal people of Meanjin, where Brisbane is located today. We'd like to pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging and recognise their connection to country. Guys, what a belting match, hey? Ladies and gents, can we get a round of applause for both of these teams here and all of the men's teams right through the tournament we've had this year. Thank you all for coming along as well. I would like to invite with me up here Mr. Michael Brasalo, Rugby Australia's General Manager for Community Rugby.
Thanks, Pete. Firstly, just to you, mate, obviously a couple of games to go, but well done. A terrific tournament. I'm sure that's been recognised by everyone here today. Griffins and gold, fantastic contest, obviously extremely tense, and well done, Griffins boys, too good in the end. I'm sure you'll enjoy the celebrations and trip home. Look, this tournament's a great opportunity to develop everyone within our game, and that starts with the match officials. So well done. I think it's been a terrific tournament for the MOs as well. And I'm sure across the coaches and players and everyone else who's had an opportunity here to be involved in this tournament will really appreciate what we've been able to deliver here. I think it's been a great step up to Ballymore in 2024. And on that, I'd just like to thank the QRU CEO, Dave Hannon, and also GM and Community Rugby, Gavin Head, for all their support in putting this tournament on. Other than that, players, spectators, everyone have a wonderful trip home, and as the Griffins boys, I'm sure you will have an even better one.
Thank you, Michael. A round of applause, please, ladies and gents. Before we get to our team awards for this afternoon, we obviously can't play this game that we love without our match officials, and I think they've been outstanding right the way through this tournament. But for our 1v1 grand final this afternoon, in the middle we had Mitch Dwyer, AR1 Ben Jones, and AR2 Rihanna Burke. Could you guys please come and join us here? Guys, just wait here. Wait, hey, match officials, come here. These beautiful people would like to get some photos of you, please. Please, another round of applause for all of our match officials right through the tournament. Thank you very much. We do have, right through the tournament, we've been taking 3-2-1s from both teams and also the match officials, and it came right down to the wire at the end of today's game. But I'll ask Michael here if he can present our best on-ground mug. For today, it went to player number 4 from the Griffins, Cameron Holtz. Congratulations, Cameron. Could I please now ask the captain from Perth Gold if you'd like to come up and say a few words. Round of applause, please, ladies and gents.
So, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the QRU and the Reds facilities for having us out here. It's incredibly hard to put out a tournament this professional and this well organised in 6 or 7 days. So, credit to you guys, and it's been an awesome tournament. To the Griffins, you guys really deserve that win, and we really felt the heat that you brought out there. Yeah, well done, congratulations. And to our boys, we went one better than last year. And so hopefully we'll be back and we'll meet you guys in the finals again. But congratulations to you guys really deserve that.
Thank you very much, Perth Gold. Can I please have the captain from the ACT Southern New South Wales Griffins?
First off, thank the referees. That would be a game without you. I just want to thank Perth. That was an absolute nail biter. It's probably one of the most physical games I've played this year. Thank you to Rugby Australia for hosting this competition. It's wonderful comp. I just want to say thank you to my boys.
Wait right here, Cameron. Cameron, wait here. You got some more talking to do. You've got the first medal here, mate, from Michael. And now I'm going to hand the microphone back to you. If you could please bring up each of your players by name, and we'll hand their trophies to them.
Indeed, it's going to be tough. So, number 1, I think it was T, Hawaii, Chen Kung. And number 2, Sammy Thomas. Number 3, the Walrus, Bundos. Number 5, Big Townie. Number 6, Big Bomb. 7, Francis. 8, Sharma. 9, Mitchell Douch. 10, Dylan Blockman. 11, Lockie Dave. 12, Angus Blackmore. 13, Juna. 14, Owen. 15, Coe. 16, Sesek. 17, Chris Mickelson. 18, Field. 19, Sam Mickelson. 20, Allen. 21, Jack. 22, Lennox. 23, Leon. 24, Sonny Meow. 25, Lockie Davis. 26, Ronan. 27, Cooper. 28, Doltz. Coaching staff, head coach Brett Conti. Assistant Craig McMahon. Board's assistant Nick McCarthy. And manager Jack Hamilton.
Photographers, are you in position? Michael, would you like to take that there? Cameron, don't go too far away. Ladies and gentlemen, for 2023, the ACT Southern New South Wales Griffins